Have you ever sat at your desk, your laptop open, your mind racing, your fingers trying to finish an email, and suddenly, you feel a small hand tug at your sleeve? It is your child. They look up at you with innocent eyes. And they whisper, "Can you help me with my homework?" In that moment your heart breaks in two. Because you want to be present for your child. But you also cannot afford to miss that deadline. Your boss is waiting, your team is waiting, and yet your child is waiting too. And deep inside you hear yourself whisper, "Lord, is it really possible to do both well? Or am I failing in every direction?" This is not just your story. This is the silent storm of millions of parents, professionals and teachers at the same time, providers and nurturers, leaders in meetings, yet caregivers in the next room. The weight is real, the pressure is real, and sometimes the exhaustion feels unbearable. But hear me, balance is not found in doing more. Balance is found in surrender. Balance is not perfection. Balance is rhythm. And rhythm is not created by your strength. It is created by the one who holds all time in his hands. Stay with me, because in the next few moments we will uncover a deeper truth. God can step into your daily chaos. He can turn what feels like pressure into peace. And He can turn your overwhelm into order. This is not just another teaching about productivity. This is about life. Because right now, in so many homes, parents are being stretched like never before. The living room has become a classroom. The kitchen has become an office. The bedroom has become a meeting room. And the home cries for order. Why does this matter? Because when our homes are filled with chaos, our hearts grow weary, and weary parents raise weary children. But when we find the secret of balance, when we learn how to surrender our rhythm to God, peace begins to flow again. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." This is the promise. Perfect peace. Not because the world is calm, but because the heart is anchored. That is what we are searching for today. Peace in the middle of pressure. Calm in the middle of chaos. Order in the middle of what feels impossible. Let us be honest. Parents everywhere are living in the tension of two worlds. Emails piling up. Children tugging at their sleeves. A Zoom meeting about to begin. A toddler crying in the background. The day feels like a battlefield where no one wins. Time management feels like a war. Guilt whispers constantly, "You are not giving enough to your kids. You are not giving enough to your work. You are failing." Fatigue becomes a companion. Frustration becomes normal. Some days end in tears. Tears for the parent. Tears for the child. One mother once said, "I feel like I live in two houses at once. One is my workplace. The other is my children's school. But both houses are squeezed into one small living room." And maybe that is how you feel. No clear separation. No breathing space. Just the constant hum of unfinished work. Unfinished lessons. Unfinished rest. The house that was meant to be a safe place has become a battlefield of competing demands. And the enemy of your soul loves this. Because when you are overwhelmed, when you are exhausted, when you feel guilty and ashamed, you cannot show up fully as a worker. You cannot show up fully as a parent. And worst of all, you cannot show up fully as the child of God you are meant to be. But listen carefully, you are not weak because you feel this. You are not a failure because you are struggling. You are human, and you were never designed to carry all of this weight on your own. Psalm 55 verse 22 says, "Cast your burden upon the Lord and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." Your burden is heavy, but His shoulders are stronger. So how do we move forward? How do we find rhythm in a world that keeps pulling us in two directions? How do we protect our homes from becoming places of pressure? The first step is rhythm. Not rigid rules, not impossible expectations, but rhythm. Children thrive on rhythm. Adults thrive on rhythm. Even nature itself follows rhythm. Morning and evening, seed time and harvest, summer and winter. God built the world on rhythm. And He wants to build your home on rhythm too. Start small. Wake up at a set time. Decide when you will focus on work. Decide when you will sit with your child. It does not have to look like the school down the street. It does not have to look like the perfect schedule on the internet. It just has to be your rhythm. The one that fits your family. The second step is space. Even if you live in a small house, even if you have only one table, find a way to mark out space. This is where I work. This is where we learn. This is where we rest. It can be as simple as moving a chair, or putting a mat on the floor. But the act of separating space helps the mind. It tells your heart, now I am working, now I am teaching, now I am resting. The third step is boundaries. Speak with your children gently. Tell them, this is my work time. Tell them, this is our lesson time. They may not always follow, but over time they will learn. Boundaries do not limit love. Boundaries protect love. The fourth step is flexibility. Let go of guilt. If math happens at 8 in the evening, that is fine. If reading happens during lunchtime, that is fine. Homeschooling does not need to copy traditional classrooms. And working from home does not need to copy the 9 to 5. Flexibility is not failure. Flexibility is wisdom. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." There is a time for your work. There is a time for your children. And God is able to stretch time when you put Him first. Let me tell you a story. There was a mother of 3. Her days felt like chaos. Meetings missed, lessons unfinished, children crying. Every evening ended with guilt pressing heavy on her chest. She said to herself, I am failing as a worker. I am failing as a mother. I am failing at everything. One night she cried out to God, Lord, I cannot live like this. Help me. The next morning she woke early. She opened her Bible before she opened her laptop. Her eyes fell on Psalm 37 verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way. She whispered, Lord, order my steps today. Show me what matters. Give me rhythm. That day something shifted. She stopped trying to do everything at once. She chose a rhythm. Morning became her sacred work time. Mid-morning became lesson time. Afternoon became lighter tasks. Evening became connection and family. Not everything was perfect. Not every lesson was finished. Not every task was done. But the guilt lifted. Peace entered her home. Her children began to thrive. Not because every detail was perfect, but because their mother was present. She had surrendered her day. That is the mystery of balance. It is not about squeezing more into 24 hours. It is about trusting the God who multiplies time. It is about leaning on the one who gives strength when strength runs out. It is about peace in the middle of imperfection. So hear me today. Balancing work and homeschooling is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about wisdom. It is about surrender. With God you do not have to live in chaos. With God your home can be filled with rhythm again. With God your heart can breathe again. Philippians chapter 4 verse 13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That includes finishing your project. That includes teaching your child to read. That includes finding peace when everything feels impossible. You are not failing. You are learning. You are not abandoned. You are carried. You are not empty. You are being filled. The God who multiplied the loaves and fish can also multiply your time. The God who gave manna in the wilderness can also give you wisdom for your home. The God who spoke peace to the storm can also speak peace into your living room. Now I want to hear your heart. What is your greatest struggle in balancing these two worlds? Is it time? Is it guilt? Is it the lack of support? Share your story in the comments, because your words might be the very encouragement another parent needs tonight. And if this message touched your heart, do not leave without exploring the other videos here on Heart and Home. Together we are building families rooted in wisdom. Together we are building homes filled with peace. Together we are learning to lean on the love of God. So breathe. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are stronger than you know. Because the one who called you is faithful, and He will not let you fall.